I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Marjorie Taylor Greene once again utterly disgraced the United States House of Representatives during a committee hearing. This took place during the House Oversight Committee hearing. House Oversight Committee is led by the MAGA Republicans, and they've been holding all of these outrageous and just utterly despicable committee hearings filled with disinformation and QAnon-style conspiracy theories. And this specific committee hearing was called The Consequences of School Closures, Part 2, the President of the American Federation of Teachers, Miss Randi Weingarten. The American Federation of Teachers is one of the largest teachers unions here in the United States of America, and their focus is to look out for the safety, health, and the income and the wages and working conditions of teachers. So yes, during COVID, Randi Weingarten would be focused on making sure that teachers and schools are safe. And that's not satisfactory to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Not only that, but Marjorie Taylor Greene attacks Randi Weingarten for that. But even beyond that, I'm going to show you a clip right now where Marjorie Taylor Greene just personally attacks Randi Weingarten. Randi Weingarten is a lesbian. She has a child through her marriage who is her adopted child. And here Marjorie Taylor Greene says, "You are not a real mother." Here, play this clip.
Miss Weingarten, are you a medical doctor?
I am not.
Are you a mother?
I am a mother by marriage.
By marriage, I see.
And my wife is here with me, so I'm really glad that she's here. Rabbi Sharon Klein.
Miss CDC as not a medical doctor, not a biological mother, and really not a teacher either. So what you did is you advised the CDC.
Mr. Chairman, that's a
excuse me, this is my time. People like you need to admit that you're just a political activist, not a teacher, not a mother, and not a medical doctor.
Gentlelady's time is expired. I now recognize Mr. Jordan from Ohio for 5 minutes.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. I just want to make note that the decorum of the attacks on the witness were unacceptable that the gentlelady from Georgia just did. And so it'd be nice if we didn't attack the witnesses, particularly whether and making a decision about whether or not she's a mother. You are a mother. Thank you for being a great parent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your point of order is recognized, Mr. Garcia.
A point of order.
Now recognize Mr.
Point of order.
Yes.
Given that his point of order is recognized, and given that that was not just cruel personal attacks to Ms. Weingarten, who loves her children, it is reflective of the cruel personal attacks to any adopted mother or father who love their children. So I would kindly ask that those remarks be taken out of the record, for the sake of all of the parents who have adopted a child and love them dearly and see them as their own.
It was not a violation of the House rules. However, your point of order is recognized.
You know, as I watch that clip, I am utterly horrified by that behavior. That behavior is so utterly despicable. It is so utterly disgraceful. And you see the Democrats on the committee calling her out for it, saying, by you attacking Randi Weingarten like that, you are attacking millions of Americans across this country who have adopted children. How dare you engage in that personal attack of Randi Weingarten and of all Americans who share this commonality with Randi Weingarten of having adopted children. What a despicable thing to say to Randi Weingarten, who's there to testify about these ridiculous conspiracy theories that MAGA Republicans are spreading, and to say that you're not a mother. Why? So she could go on Newsmax or one of these right-wing propaganda networks. But Marjorie Taylor Greene was not done there. In this next clip I'm going to play, she attacks Randi Weingarten again for her emojis in her Twitter handle. Here, play this clip.
And also, I'd like to point out by by the emojis by your name here. It looks like you're more of a political activist than anything. Clearly, unfortunately, you think Ukraine comes before the United States. I'm not sure what the black flex is. I mean, is that digital blackface? But congratulations on graduating from school. But I'd like to
No,
go...
it is about honoring black
Ms. Weingarten, I reclaim my time. I didn't ask you a question.
And how utterly despicable is that? Not allowing the witness to even respond to the question and just attacking the witness like that. I mean, how utterly shameful. And as I mentioned before, all of that was positioning so Marjorie Taylor Greene could go on the right-wing propaganda networks. And that's exactly what she did. This is her going on one of these right-wing propaganda networks and right after the committee hearing. And here she says, again, just spreads horrific defamatory statements about Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Here, play this clip.
It's interesting he's taking a shot at you and Gates. I mean, you're on the very powerful House Government Oversight Committee. He and some of his family members may be called up to testify in front of you. Where do things stand like that?
Well, if I have anything to do with it, absolutely they will be called up to testify, and some of their business associates that help them with what appears to be money laundering. What also concerns me is what I saw in financial records when I went to the Treasury Department, Eric, with what appears to be human sex trafficking. These are the type of crimes that we are looking into, or potential crimes. I'm pretty convinced they're crimes, though.
The statements that she makes are so utterly despicable. I mean, look, the very aspect of this hearing that was taking place, and this idea that one of the main lobbyists who are representing teachers would not want to advocate to places like the CDC for safer working conditions for teachers. Like, that's what the job of the lobbyist is to do. But then to spread the conspiracy that somehow Randy Weingarten was in charge of America's health policy. That's basically what was being argued. But then to act like all of this was taking place during the Biden administration and none of this was happening during the Trump administration. And Trump is not to blame at all, despite Donald Trump saying that, like a miracle, it's all going to go away. And President Xi of China is doing a really, really, really good job. And we have this all under control here, and that there shouldn't be any testing, and all of the disinformation that Donald Trump spread. The very essence of this hearing is completely despicable. And just the way that she acts at these hearings, I mean, it really is, it reflects so poorly on our country. But frankly, that's who the MAGA Republicans have become. That's who Kevin McCarthy and the MAGA Republican are. It is embarrassing and it is shameful, but we're going to call it out here on the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers. Hit subscribe. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Wherever you get your podcast, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast as well. It's free. Hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. It's free. Have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.